Welcome back, students. In yesterday's class we have learned the concept of account sales. We know what is a consignment means. We know what is who are the consignors and what are the consignees, right? In today's class we are going to learn a few more terminologies. First one is an invoice. Okay, what do we mean by invoice? Invoice is nothing but a receipt. Okay, see, whenever you are going to the market or whenever you want to purchase anything, definitely whatever you are purchasing, you should get receipt for that, then only you will make a payment, right? So basically invoice is nothing but a receipt. Okay, who will prepare it? Seller is going to prepare it. Okay, in that receipt what all things you will find, have a look. If you are having any receipt of your any purchased item, just take out and have a look. It contains particular of goods. It means exactly what kind of product you are purchasing. Okay, what will be the quantity? Let us take the example. You want to purchase any electronic gadget, you want to purchase one refrigerator. Okay, so exactly which model you are purchasing, which company you are purchasing, how many refrigerators you are going to purchase, that is a quantity. What is the basic price of that refrigerator, how much taxes you are paying. Okay, and after paying taxes, are you getting any discounts from the retailer? That entire information that receipts will carry. Okay, and basically who will issue this receipt to you? This receipt will get issued by seller to the buyer. Okay, and the buyer has to pay the mentioned amount. That is known as a receipt, or we can say that is known as an invoice. Okay, now when it comes on consignment, in consignment there is an invoice that is known as a pro forma invoice. But who is preparing that? Consignor is preparing, but not for the final consumer. Consignor is preparing invoice for consignee. He is sending that invoice to the consignee. Okay, but then for what he is preparing? So that consignee, basically what is the duty of consignee? Consignee is going to sell the goods on behalf of consignor. Okay, so definitely at what basic price consignee should sell the goods? That price is nothing but an invoice price, or we can say that is a pro forma invoice price. Okay, see, that price contains what? Basic cost of the goods. Okay, next the expenses incurred, because goods are with consignor. He is going to send those goods to consignee. He is going to come across multiple expenses like transportation, taxes, octroi. Okay, he need to pay those taxes or those charges. So how much expenses are incurring, that will be mentioned in that invoice. That is known as a pro forma invoice. Pro forma invoice is an invoice which will get prepared by consignor for consignee. Okay, and what is the use of that invoice? With the help of that invoice, with the help of that mentioned price, consignee will get an idea what will be the basic price of the goods. Consignee should sell the goods more than the mentioned price, then only he will get commission. Okay, that is a pro forma of invoice, or we can say that pro forma invoice price. Okay, now understand what are the features of consignment. Okay, see, we know that in consignment is the process of sending goods from one person to another person for sale. Okay, so basically in consignment goods are getting sent. Okay, but we are not giving it to consignee for his or her domestic use. We are sending goods so that consignee can sell the goods to the final consumer. So goods are sent for the purpose of sale. Second is, whenever goods, we know that consignee is going to get a commission on the sales which he is making. Okay, so if any goods are unsold, definitely consignee is not going to keep those goods with him. That goods he should return to consignor. So that's why they are saying that unsold goods are the property of the consignor. Consignee will not have any claim on that unsold stock. Okay, next is consignee receives commission. Whatever, see, consignee will never suffer from profit. Consignee will never get any profit, or neither he will suffer from any losses, because he is selling goods on behalf of the consignor, for which he is getting commission. Consignee receives commission. If he is making any expenses, then he can reimburse his expenses from whom? From consignor. Okay. So these are the features of consignment. Now let's understand what is the difference between consignment and sale. Okay. See, in consignment there are two parties involved. One is a consignor and another is a consignee. Okay. Whereas in sale, again in sale we do have two parties, but one is a buyer and another is seller. Then ownership of goods. When it comes on consignment, goods are, we are just transferring goods from one person to another. Ownership will not change when it comes on consignment. But when it comes on sale, sale is nothing but a transfer of ownership from one person to another for the sake of value or for the sake of money. That process is known as a sale. So here in consignment, transfer of ownership will not take place, but whereas in sales, transfer of ownership will take place. Next is relationship. In consignment we know that two parties are there. One is a consignor and another is a consignee. Consignor is a principal, whereas consignee is an agent. Okay. Whereas in sale we do have again two parties, seller and buyer. So we can say that there is a relation between seller and buyer is nothing but a debtors and creditors. Then when it comes on account sales, okay, consignee is making account sales and he is sending that account sales to the consignor. We know what is an account sales, we have discussed that in the previous class. But when it comes on sale, no account sales will get prepared. When it comes on return of goods, next point is return of goods. Okay, if there is unsold stock, okay, then definitely consignee will return those goods to the consignor. Of if any goods are damaged, okay, then consignee will return those goods to the consignor. But when it comes on sale, okay, after the sale, okay, buyer cannot return their goods unless and until there is a manufacturing fault. Are you understanding? See, what does it mean? Let us take the example. You have purchased one television set. Okay, while purchasing, it was in very good condition. You started using it. Okay, or maybe after a week or after a month, okay, because of some or other reason, it got it got break. Okay, in that case, okay, you cannot return because now television set is destroyed. Okay, it is broken, so you cannot ask company to replace it. Okay, because that was your fault. Okay, so the return of goods in case of sale is not possible unless and until it is a manufacturing fault. Okay, next is a risk of loss. As I told you, in consignment, okay, consignee is working only as an agent. He is working on behalf of consignor. So he will not suffer from any losses. Okay, entire losses will be taken care by consignor. When it comes on sale, again loss and profits will be entirely the responsibility of seller, not the buyer. Buyer is nowhere related to it. Okay, next is profit or loss. Okay, I have written this twice. So these were the difference between the consignment and sales. Okay, in today's class we have discussed few important terminologies like what is an invoice, what do we mean by receipt, what is a pro forma of invoice, then we have learned what are the features and what is the difference between consignment and sale. Okay, see, in tomorrow's class I am going to discuss like how to prepare consignor's book and consignee's books. Okay, then we will learn the basic format or basic pro forma of consignor's account and consignee's account. So see you tomorrow. Have a good day.